Rediscover the joy of learning. Introducing MagiKats, the out-of-school programme designed to complement your child's current school curriculum while ensuring a child's specific boost for their English and maths.
Ollie's been enrolled with MagiKats since year 9 and he's now in year 11.
He was, I think, attracted by the idea of being able to play with something rather than just be taught something. He was actually learning through play.
The best thing about MagiKats for Cameron is the focus, the easy homework that he gets, the feedback that we get.
Where Joey was probably in the bottom half of the class for maths, definitely, and possibly English, he's now in the challenge maths group, so right at the top of his class in maths, and right at the top of his class in English as well. So we've definitely seen a huge improvement.
The best thing about MagiKats is that there's always a tutor you can speak to.
I think he really likes learning in a group. I think that was what worried him about, say, having a tutor come to the house.
We looked on the website and the website was fantastic, very impressed with that.
I felt that having a private tutor would be a bit too isolated for her. She likes to be sociable and she likes to learn with other children.
We looked at a number of options. We looked at home tutoring, we looked also at a DVD-based home study thing. At the end of the day, we chose MagiKats because I really liked the way that it was structured.
For me, every moment that he's attended MagiKats has been fantastic and worth every single penny.
All areas of her mathematics ability have improved. She's a lot more confident now. She used to be a bit fazed by some of the mathematics at school, and now she tends to enjoy what she's doing, and she handles the schoolwork much better now.
I think it's helped him just to fit into a whole new environment, educationally, socially. It's another spoke in the wheel of his whole learning process.
Although they might not admit it, they do actually quite enjoy coming to the classes as well, and we never really have any trouble getting them to come, and I think they enjoy it.
This is the second time that I've been here because Jordan actually came when he was in year 1, and unfortunately I stopped it when I probably should have continued it, hence I had to come back.
For me, it's seeing the girls' work improve tenfold. The confidence that Millie has now with reading is fabulous.
Very good, friendly, really good, really helped the children.
The MagiKats programme has been developed over a number of years to provide extra support to children in both English and maths. When parents bring a child to a tuition centre for the first time, they are typically looking for 2 things. One is help with what they are doing at school, and the other is for help to fill in any gaps that they might have in their knowledge. At MagiKats, we offer these things in 2 parallel threads. At the workshops, students study materials which cover similar topics to their schoolwork. They are taught the topic from the beginning when necessary, and given additional practice and challenges when appropriate. At home, they then develop their core skills to support the work they're doing in the workshop and to boost their subject knowledge across the board. We aim to give students not only the subject skills, but also the study skills, thinking skills and problem-solving skills that they need in order to reach their full potential, both academically and personally. Our programme was originally developed to support the UK national curriculum, and has now been adapted to support the curricula for each country and region in which MagiKats operates. The MagiKats programme is a combination of serious work and fun learning. Students attend a weekly workshop within a specific schedule of choice, which integrates with their family lifestyle and other activities. They work in small groups, guided by a dedicated mentor, given age-appropriate material that will strengthen their existing skills and extend their learning beyond simply tackling the demands of schoolwork. Students arrive at their workshop with their homework completed, marked, corrected and recorded on their tracking sheet. The principal greets students and checks for anything that needs to be picked up immediately. Fuller checking and any necessary marking happens later. Students then work with mentors in groups of up to 6, quietly but not in silence. Each group is put together with the children's abilities and personalities in mind, and when combined with the skills of one of our appropriately qualified and fully trained mentors, they benefit from working together using a number of learning techniques. Hands-on activities are used to help at all stages. Students will sometimes work individually or sometimes together with others on some of the resources we have developed to support the MagiKats teaching materials. Other additional activities, such as reading, are used at each session to vary pace and enhance learning. Another key feature of our workshops is the flexibility we have for students to work in pairs, one-to-one with their mentor, or as a group. Listen to these English students discussing an extract from the classic book, The Railway Children.
Blinky, blinky light.
OK, stop there. Anything we can tell about the kitchen and dining room?
There's no electricity.
There's no electricity.
Most modern kitchens now in people's homes is quite like, they say it's like the hub of the home. And also, by the description of the house, it seems quite large. Like they've got a panelled dining room, which is you don't generally get in like a smaller normal house.
Good clue to pick up.
I think it's quite a run-down house because it's had lots of mice and everything, and it might be in the countryside.
Good. That's all good points to make. But you can see that just from the first reading, you've all picked up different things. OK. What we're going to do now is we're going to read it again. We're going to take it in turns to read out loud, but I will stop you at certain points.
Like servants would be in the kitchen and they would be in the dining room, and they wouldn't want to have that mingled or anything.
Yeah, I think you might be right there. We've got this kind of rough kitchen that might not be, that indicated not much money, but then we've got a dining room and a breakfast room.
Yeah. Okay. But there were nothing to eat. Even in the pantry there was only a rusty cake tin and a broken plate with whitening mixed in.
Those points that we've discussed in the extract, we now have to get on with the task, which is to draw up a table comparing the kitchen and dining room in the extract with your own. Now,
at the end of each session, students fill in a feedback sheet with their mentor. They assess their own work that day, and both student and mentor note their comments. Students receive a reward for the work they have completed before heading home. Parallel with the workshop, MagiKats students are allocated core study modules, work for which are done at home. The students can then work on topics which are complementary to one another, but at an equivalent level of difficulty. As every student has an entirely individual programme, they can progress at a rate determined solely by their specific needs, their results and feedback, rather than by quantity of work completed or an academic schedule. Parents are given answer keys, so they can mark and give immediate feedback on the work. This helps them provide the support their children need to advance every week, and also allows them to monitor progress in the home. The feedback and results they provide on our tracking sheet then form a basis for the weekly homework review with the centre principal. This weekly cycle of work continues, allowing the three-way relationship between the child, their parent and the MagiKats team to develop into a long-lasting programme of support and progress.
My background isn't in education. I started off more in production engineering, but I've always been very interested in education.
I mainly chose MagiKats because it seemed it fitted in best with my philosophy on how to work with children.
There was the structure of the national curriculum behind it, so you had good close links to what the children would be doing in schools themselves, but you also had a certain amount of freedom to be able to tailor it to match the children.
It's working with small groups, which is far preferable to classroom teaching.
My professional opinion, it's very well run, it's very organised, everything's ready for us, we know what we're doing, we know where we're going, it's all planned out.
There's nothing quite like that feeling, that pat on the back that you get. I don't think you get it so much as a teacher, but having close parent contact and close child contact, you get to hear all the little things.
The most satisfying part, I think, is the relationship you build up with the children. You may only see them for sort of 40 minutes a week, but because it's a small group, you get to know them pretty well.
I do think being able to give that consolidation, to know children, to know families throughout for years, is really just probably the best thing for me about MagiKats.
I think the most satisfying part is getting to know the kids and just seeing that click of understanding with the children.
I do think being able to advise parents, be honest with parents and to give them the information that they need is wonderful.
The reasons why children remain long-term with MagiKats are simple. They love coming to workshops, develop a really positive attitude towards learning and, most importantly to them, improve academically.
Well done, Si. That was fantastic.
Whether their goal is to catch up or get ahead, They know that the additional support provided by their mentor and MagiKats principal will help them achieve this in a relatively painless way. In a surprisingly short space of time, you will find that a child who would sit at the back of the class, never answering a question, will be the first person with their hand up. Not necessarily because they suddenly know all of the answers, but because they are not afraid to try. They develop a real love for learning and a self-belief which is seen across all of their school subjects and through to everyday life. The MagiKats programme is an exciting and flexible approach to learning. Maximise your child's potential and get the support you need. Rediscover the joy of learning. The MagiKats way.